Hi, this is Dennis O'Donovan with ProfitCom. Today, I'm going to give you a quick overview of Marblism. Marblism is an agentic AI platform that has multiple AI agents working in different specific capacities. And I truly haven't seen anything like it. There are other solutions out there, but this is the most cost-effective, the most functional, and the most easy to deploy AI solution. So if you're figuring out, what's next for AI, you're messing with GPT, you're messing with Copilot, and what's the next step? This is it. It really is. It is easy to use, and you can start to get the feel of what it's like using AI in your everyday solution, using AI agents in your everyday working. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. All right. So what you're seeing here is you are seeing the dashboard of Marbalism. As you can see here in the top left, here are the agents. You have an executive assistant, you have a social media manager, you have a blog writer, sales associate, legal associate, and receptionist. First thing you do with any AI tool is you're going to give it context. That's the brain here. We're going to fill it with all kinds of things that are everything about your company, everything that you might want it to know, ebooks, websites, branding guidelines, all of the things that you want your agent platform to know. This is where you're going to basically create a knowledge base for your AI agents to be able to dip into. Um, Workspaces are here, so you can get as many workspaces as you want. And this is where you add your team. So if you want to invite your team members, this is where you would go and invite them to your different AI agents. Um, and so let's go through the agents. And the first one is Eva, the executive assistant. Okay, she handles calendar, she handles emails. Um, this is how we train her. We go through the guidelines, how she's supposed to write, how she's supposed to respond to emails, which ones do we respond to, what's your communication method. They will eventually learn your style after they see your responses. And it will sound very much like you, the way you write. Uh, and then another thing that I really, really like is they have she's got connected to my calendar. Often I am asked, I'd say probably 10 or more times a week, can you give me 3 days next week to jump on a call? And I have to stop what I'm doing, go pull up my calendar. The virtual assistant is automatically hooked up into your email, into your calendar, and can put 3 dates in there right directly from your calendar. And that draft is going to automatically be sitting in there, drafts of your Outlook. So I'll give you some examples of what I can do with Eva. I can record she can give me meeting transcripts. She can take care of the inbox, put the little flags on them and notifications so I know what emails need to be responded to. I have her set up so that she sends me an email every day of the emails that I did not respond to that were listed as to respond. And so that helps me when I get busy so that things don't slip through the cracks. Um, you can do meeting support. So I have it set up so that for every meeting I have on the morning before that meeting, I get a meeting brief, which is who the person is, what the company is, tells me information about the company, awards, growth, anything that they may have with the company, what they do, and then 5 things that my company can offer to them by way of either technology or AI. So helps me prepare for meetings. It'll also scrape LinkedIn. So there'll be a link there where you can go and see who they're connected to on LinkedIn. So as you're preparing for that meeting, you can know what connections you may have in common. And deep research. The interesting thing too that the executive assistant, she's kind of the quarterback of this group. She can actually connect with the sales associate or the legal associate or some other area, so they can cross over and both of them do different work together. So it's a pretty fascinating platform. After we're done doing this demo inside this platform, I'll show you what my inbox looked like, and that is Eva. That's the connect. That's how we connected to them. Social media. This is Sunny, the social media post. Um, what Sunny can do is actually create content for all of your social media channels and create a schedule of how to post this. And not only will they build the post for you, but you can actually schedule it out. Again, guidelines. We go in here, we create the content theme, the image style, the writing style. We build everything so that it looks and feels like what you want it to look like and your message. Again, with any AI, I would always check it because you want to make sure that it's right. But it makes it very easy to go and hey, I like this. Great. I could say, hey, write me a post about AI and legal. And in a very quick amount of time, it's thinking it'll just take a moment for it to come back and have a post there. I'm going to go ahead and go to the blog writer while it's thinking, and it puts everything together. The blog writer basically is going to be everything website. So you can do blogs on your website. I've even had it work on content. It'll help with SEO. And so again, these blog posts are here. They, you give it the style, and it'll put them together, and then you just say yes, this is good. No, this isn't good. But it connects directly with your website. Um, Okay. So in what, a minute, here is a post about the legal industry and AI. And again, this is in my tone, in my color scheme, in my whatever, but it took a minute to do that. So you can see it's really effective. Um, let's go into sales associate because I think this is pretty interesting, especially for anybody who has a sales component to their business. Um, this is basically a LinkedIn scraper as well as a public facing web scraper. And so, what Stan can do is you can connect to LinkedIn, and you could create a sequence where Stan will reach out to 200 emails a day and 20 LinkedIn connections a day. And the difference between this and a standard MailChimp or Zoho or HubSpot is instead of coming from a server, he's sending one at a time. So both with the LinkedIn connections and the emails, they're going one at a time. So they're not going to get picked up in the same manner that a traditional spam filter would because it's being blasted out from a server. But here you go. I've got what 23 pages of leads in here. And as far as how we set the leads up, we put these are the filters. So you create them just like you would anything in LinkedIn. If you wanted to do a LinkedIn search in Sales Nav or something like that, you can go in here, create the criteria. You can put keywords. You can put all these different things in here, and then it can do that. It can also build lead lists for you. So it can only drop 10 at a time, but it can do 300 a day. So if you said, hey, I want to build a campaign around manufacturing in Maryland, you can say, hey, give me a list, and it'll create a list for you of what you're looking for. So pretty neat tool. Again, part of the whole package. Um, Legal assistant. This is an agent that has been trained specifically on legal matters. So I've had it do sub-agent partnerships. I've had it do non-compete, and some basic different thing. And what it'll do is it'll take into account where you live and where your business resides or where you're incorporated. So, um, you know, the document's pretty good. Is it replacing an attorney? I would say no. But I would say for some basic things, you can put this together, and it's real easy to use. And here you go. They have them listed here for you. Again, it works like a chat. So you just communicate with it just like you would chat. Anything else? And let's talk pricing. I think one of the things that is most impressive about this is how little it costs. So there's three different pricing plans. There is a monthly, a quarterly, and a yearly. The monthly pricing is $44 for your first user, and then $29 each additional user. The quarterly is $33 for your first user and 19 for each additional user. Then the yearly is $24 for your first user and 14 for each additional user. That gives you all six agents. You don't have to pick and choose. It gives you all six. If you don't use one, that's okay. I think you're going to benefit from this tremendously. I always tell people to start with the monthly, get used to it, get a feel for it. You can go real easily in the system and upgrade to the quarterly or annually, and it prorates you and it sets it up automatically. Um, the last thing while we're in here in this in the platform, actually, no, I'm going to show you something else. So one of the things that we kind of stumbled on here is how to use the mobile app. So if you're like me and you do a lot of networking events, you go in, you get a stack of cards, and if you don't properly remember, you might have had a couple good conversations. You come out with 10 cards, and the follow up sometimes from these network things is not great. Here, I'm in the mobile app, and I'm going to click on I loaded a talk to text. And I'm going to say, send me a draft email to Clark Courier, who I met at a networking event about AI and automation, and give 3 dates for lunch for in the next 2 weeks. All right. So I put that in my mobile app. And if I look in Eva, Eva is now thinking. So what I just said in the mobile app is not, and then here you go, right there. I drafted the lunch invite for Clark Courier. I proposed these dates, and it will now be sitting in my drafts. So really cool tool that you can use for anytime. If you're just thinking, if you're driving and you get a thought and you want to just say, hey, Eva, or you just go into the Eva and you talk into it just a real cool way to not miss out on things and not forget things because this Eva, this assistant, it's basically your own personal assistant. So before we leave out of the Marbalism application, I'll show you some other stuff. Look down the bottom left here, 73 hours. So it is now the 22nd of March, and myself and my administrative assistant Chris, we have saved 73 hours in 22 days. And so I genuinely think we're going to top 100 hours. So that's real savings. And it can help people start to see what it's like to work with AI agents. I've been talking about AI agents for 9 months, and I feel like I've gotten a blank stare a lot of times. This actually shows it, and you can see it, and you can feel it, and you can start to implement it in your business. So, when you look at a buy or build solution for technology, this is your buy. But man, what a cheap way to get started using AI, and seeing what the real practical applications are in your business. So I'm going to stop share here. We're going to go into my email, and again, this is just showing one of the things that I talked about was the labels, how you can label each email. So if you look at the little bubble underneath the subject. And again, I get a lot of junk emails, so that's why this is great for me. I get hundreds of emails, not because I'm important, it's because of the nature of my business. I have hundreds of vendors. They all want us to do business with them. So we get a ton of emails. So if you look here, this to respond button, that's the stuff I focus on. The rest of the stuff, I just let go and I don't mess with it. And that way, even though my email is muddy and clustered, I can still do business with email, which I do, and it helps guide me through this. Now I'm going to drafts here. Remember when I did that little when I talked into the mobile app here? There it is, right? So it's right there, already waiting for you. You can get in the parking lot of a mobile app, of a networking event and just say something right there and say, "Hey, we had a great conversation about X, and here it is." You could even do it between, right after you talk to somebody, and I was at a networking event on Friday for March Madness, and I was talking to somebody, and boom, it sent the email right there while we were together. So, really cool tool. Um, I would seriously consider it. And I've been using it since October, and it's really helped me and changed the way I do things. If you've got customers that are in that stage where they want to use AI and they don't know where to start, this is it. Start here. There's nothing cheaper. There's nothing better. And then 2 years, 3 years from now, when you're using it and using it really well, and you say, you know what, I want to customize our own solution, then great. But you can start using it now. It's affordable and it sets up in minutes, and you really think it's something that you can benefit from. So thanks. If you need to reach me, I am at AI help at ProfitCom, PROFITCOMM, two M's.com, or 410-935-3281 is my cell. As far as setting up, there's an onboarding process that you get automatically. Um, if you don't want to mess with it, you want to have somebody do it for you, we can certainly do that for you for a nominal fee. And happy to help. Again, Dennis O'Donovan, ProfitCom. Thanks for listening about this Marblism tool.